It's about that time, baby, baby. Oh, yeah. Here we go, here we go.
The Sinclair Show is on.
It is on.
Run it with your friends, come on.
Come on, come
But it's
on.
a moment of the show tonight. Mailbag is tight. Sinclair is on the mic.
Once again, it's on. You're still troubled in your home. Got your tripping, don't know right from wrong. Send your letters to the show so we can talk you through. Get the answers to your questions because we speak that truth. Sometimes you doubt yourself, lost your health. Faith is on the fence, but you believe that Jesus knows your well. Keep it moving, spirit flowing because we're here to provide someone to lean on when you're falling Wednesday, 8 and 9. And it's on. Once again, it's on. You're listening to the only morning show when people at night. Matter of fact, tonight, you really must know. First, I want to thank all of you all. Continue to send your mailbag question, comments, these little videos, and whatever else y'all want me to be tapping in on because y'all want to talk about something spectacular. And so tonight we shall. But anyway, make it so, people, make it so. First of all, how are y'all doing out there in listening land? It has been a good week since the last time that we were able to sit down and vibe together. And as such, I just want to say good evening to you all and let everything be lovely. We're not even going to have any commotion and negative energy tonight. Tonight is, well, let me not say that. Because I really can't promise y'all that because sometimes y'all be out here wilding out. But henceforth until then, we're going to have a good time. And let me say this as a matter of principle. So how tonight's show came about was, I don't know if I found it or somebody sent it to me or I was just perusing and therefore I don't even want to take credit for it. But this video somehow came into my viewing possession, right? And the video, I'm just laying the foundation or the groundwork for y'all who don't process all that great. So the video was a black woman who was on the phone with her mother. And in this little process of her being on the phone with her mother, y'all, look at that. There go Detective Pamela Black. What's going on, girl? Glad to see you tonight. And so while she's on the phone with her mother, she's having this discussion. And the discussion, she's saying something to the effect of, she is not going to be, she said she wasn't going to be doing no cooking. And I think she said she wasn't doing no laundry for no dude that she ain't married to. And so he can miss her with all of that. That when she gets married to the dude, then she don't have no problem fixing him some victuals from time to time and maybe doing a few pieces of articles of clothing in the washing machine. However, whatever, right? But the girl's mother began to say something that just struck me to my core because, one, I did not expect it. I expected them to be on something brand new. But what the girl's mother said to her was, you're going to mess around and lose a good man. And so the girl came back and said, well, why would I be expected to be cooking for a dude that ain't put no ring on it and no ink on it? Facts. And y'all know me, I don't never really hate on however somebody feel because you can feel the way you want to feel. You got a right to stand on business, as they say, for whatever your actual, whatever you stand for and believe in. All right, so cool. All that pops off. And so as the mother is talking to her, and I will share with you all through this process the things that the mother said that were in depth, But it struck me to my core, not just about women, but about people in general. And that's how I came up with tonight's topic of who asks for more, men or women, prior to marriage. And this is what we're going to call a modern dating debate, if you will. Now, all opinions are good opinions, so whatever you think, let it be known. I'm not going to hold y'all back. I want y'all to say whatever's on your mind. So the question that I have out the gate is, ladies, fellas, who do you believe ask for more prior to getting the proverbial ring and ink, if you will? All right. Now, I've got my own personal opinion, but I want to break down this topic in sections. And again, this is not about whether or not somebody is right or wrong, because you have a right to feel the way you do based on what your standards are in your life. But you do have to take into consideration that sometimes what you stand firm on could have you by yourself. So is the woman right to say, I should not operate? Listen to how I'm phrasing this now, because I know some of y'all haters be out here in the wings and stuff. If a woman says, I should not operate as a wife until I am a wife, or is the man right to say, I should not operate fully as a husband until I am a husband? And this conversation is not to attack women or men. It's not to defend either. It's just, what's your opinion? Now, because every relationship has their own experiences and expectations, are the expectations balanced? So most of you all, I'm not going to say all of y'all, but most of you all don't sign a dating contract. There are unspoken expectations when you start dating. And some of them may be cultural. Sometimes those expectations are completely different between men and women. And it's understandable because sometimes the goals in the short term are different than the goals for the long term. Many women might say something to the effect of, I need to know if he is husband material. Now, marriage is one of the biggest decisions that a person can make, and a woman wants to know, one, can a man be trusted? Can he provide stability? Can he protect? Is he a good communicator? Can he be faithful? Can he be a good father? Can he handle responsibility? And if I might say so myself, those are what we call reasonable questions. Because most of you today say y'all do this thing called, I'm dating with intention. Now, I ain't saying all y'all got good intentions. Some of y'all got bad intentions. But generally speaking, when you decide that you want to get into some level of a relationship with another human being, then now some of y'all be out here dating these aliens. That's for another show. However, I'm just trying to put a little razzle dazzle with it. But the reality of it is it's nothing wrong with you having these questions early on. And you should ask some questions. Men and women should have something foundationally that they got their mind on. You should want to know, male or female, doesn't matter. Can I trust the person that I'm potentially going to get involved with. And I would go so far as to say the question about can he provide stability, men might say, can a woman provide emotional stability? Can you protect is generally seen as can you protect me if something goes wrong? A man could equally say, am I with a woman that know how to protect my heart? If I'm out here fighting against the world, if I'm out here doing what I got to do as a man to make sure that the house is good, I shouldn't have to worry about going to war with somebody else who should be protecting my heart. I'm just saying. I ain't judging. Uh-oh, they go Gwendolyn Lady Elegance Pritchard. She's hitting us up tonight. She's in Rocket City, Alabama. That's what's up. And so if I'm expected, and ladies, again, I'm not judging. Well, I got an opinion, but I'm not judging tonight, right? But I want you to think into yourself that if I'm expected to prove I can be a husband before marriage, what should I be able to expect in return? I know it's a little bit, y'all got a brother scratching his little throat there for a second. But I'm going to say it again for the people in the cheap seats. And ladies, some of y'all be on some other stuff and you don't want to be honest. So I'm going to say it again slowly. You have a right to have an expectation up front for your new boo, for your boyfriend, for your girlfriend, from your side, whatever y'all call, side dude, side chick, whatever. We're not judging on what you got, but if a man is expecting, and I'm asking this on behalf of men, and that's old dudes, YNs, you know, we did a show not long ago that said we found out there was some levels to this. Some of y'all is Panthers and Jaguars, whatever. Okay, we ain't judging. But the question is, if a man is expected to prove that he is husband material, what should a woman be expected to prove at the same time frame? Just a question. Because many men feel like modern day dating has created a situation where they got to demonstrate everything that they would do as a husband before receiving the commitment of marriage. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This subject is so sensitive that part of me don't even like saying it, because I know some of y'all haters is already out there. That's real talk. Think about it now. If a woman is dating someone and she has this expectation in her mind that I need him to prove his worthiness to be a husband down the road, and if she's associating his actions with the viability of his readiness to be with her, that's okay. The only problem is, are you all matching energy? Meaning, should you have to prove that you are wife material prior to? I'm just asking. I don't even really want no smoke from y'all tonight. See, because if a man in advance of providing a ring and some ink, if he got to pay for dates, provide emotional support, be financially stable, protect the partner, help with children, solve problems, make sacrifice, demonstrate leadership, if he's got to do all of this up front, and I don't have a problem if that's the standard. I do not have a problem if that's the standard. I have a problem if there's not a standard for the woman that she's expected to meet. See, because some men feel like they still being told, you ain't my husband. But if I go down the line of husband chores and duties and all this stuff that they said, paying for dates, providing emotional support, financially stable, protecting the partner, helping with children, solving problems, making sacrifice, demonstrating leadership. If these are expectations for a man, then you're expecting him to prove it. The only way he can prove it is to be doing it. And if he's doing it and demonstrating it, you got him acting. He out there acting like a husband, or like a husband should. Because not all husbands is cut from the same cloth. You got a couple deadbeats. I ain't even trying. I said I was going to be good. And so that creates a question: at what point does preparation become expectation? Okay? Y'all be watching the same shows that I be watching on the internet and all this. Some people, not all, because there are an abundance of good women out there. Just like I believe there's an abundance of good men. But the challenge is the standard is being created on social media platforms, if you will, as to what some people have grown to expect. And I believe you should inspect what you expect. See, having a standard is good. I believe women should have a standard, but I believe men should too. And what does it mean to be husband material? See, because a lot of times it be your own people that you say something about husband material, and the first thing that happened is y'all got this laundry list. See, when somebody says they want a man to prove that he's husband material and not just a boyfriend, what exactly, ladies, do you mean? Oh, y'all, they go, my mama, hey, mama. Y'all know mama usually be watching, but sometimes she go to sleep on her brother. But anyway, I'm trying to understand when someone says, I want a husband, not just a boyfriend, what do you mean, ladies? What does that mean to y'all? Usually it means a husband is dependable, a husband is responsible, a husband is committed, a husband has integrity, a husband protects his family, a husband provides stability, a husband leads with wisdom, a husband is emotionally mature. These are good, solid qualities. A person should absolutely want someone in their life with those things. But here is the question. If a man must demonstrate these qualities prior to marriage for you to know that he is marriage material, that he's husband ready, that he's qualified to be your full-time forever boo, shouldn't women also have to demonstrate the qualities she's expected to bring to the marriage? Again, I didn't even want to do this topic, but it was just too compelling. So I don't want you ladies getting mad at me for asking the question. This is more of a curiosity of a mindset. If you want a man to demonstrate that he is all of those things, dependable, responsible, committed, got integrity, protects a family, provides stability, leads with wisdom, emotionally mature, these are all great qualities, and I want you to want your future husband to have them. I just want to know, what do you think you're supposed to bring to the table? I'll wait. Because it seems like, ladies, y'all quiet tonight. Some of y'all hitting me up on the side on the DMs with some of with your little ratchet comments. If you ain't gonna post them up so the world can see them, I ain't gonna give you no airplay. I'm not gonna let it be said, I said. Type it up. I'll post it up with your picture and everything so people will give you credit for your foolishness. See, marriage is not a one person proving themselves while the other person evaluates. Marriage requires two people preparing. So you got a right to want your future husband to prove before he get there. That's why some of y'all be out here, understandably. You go to the used car lot and you're thinking about a vehicle that you like the way the vehicle looks, whatever it is, car, truck, SUV, van, motorcycle, whatever it is. If it's on the used lot, you kick the tires a little bit more. You get inside of it. Uh-oh, y'all. There go Cassandra. Somebody must have told her it was a deep show on tonight. What's going on, girl? Glad to see you. And so when you go to the used car lot, you kick them tires a little bit different. Some of y'all pop the hood up, start looking with the dipstick and start looking in the interior. You want to turn it on. You want to see how many miles it got on it. You trying to get you a Carfax report. Some of y'all need some of y'all need to check the Hofax report. And I'm just saying that because of this. If you do all of that when you buy a used car, because you want to know the prior conditions of the automobile before you make a commitment to make a quote unquote major purchase. Shouldn't male or female, shouldn't be you be looking for the Carfax, Hofax, person facts report on that person as well. So if the man has to prove through demonstration that he has these qualities, as a matter of fact, most women would say a man not only has to demonstrate the ability to do, but he has to demonstrate the consistency and willingness to do. That's all I'm saying. And I don't have a problem with it. I got a problem with women feeling like they don't have the same standard. Every human being out here who is older than 21 is a used car. I don't care how you look at it. Don't get mad at me. I'm just doing comparables. Every human being over the age of 21. I could have went down to a much younger age, but we're going to deal with the over 21. Every human being over 21 is a used car. Them facts. And so, why do you believe that he should do all this? Lady on the phone with her mama said, I'm not cooking and I'm not doing his laundry because we ain't married. When we get married, I do that then. And that's her right. I do not want any of you negative naysayers to have a problem with her having the opinion. I just want her to understand when he don't never marry you and he go find somebody else, it's because you were not demonstrating your ability and what he could expect from you if he married you. See, if somebody was to ask, what is wife material? Many women say, I'm not doing wife duties until I'm a wife. That may mean they not gonna cook, clean, do laundry, manage a household, providing certain forms of emotional or nurturing support. The argument is, I don't want to give someone the benefits of marriage without the commitment of marriage. And I'm okay with that. Some of y'all grandmamas. Uh-oh. Here go Cassandra. She talking about stop shacking up first. Okay, hey, I'm not even knocking that. If that's what Cassandra feels, she got a right to feel that way. As the person at your house 4 days out of 7, technically you're shacking up, but it's neither here nor there. whatever your view is okay with me. I don't care who you are. But I do have this thing when someone says, because y'all remember y'all grandma used to, anybody that's from the country, and I know some of y'all that moved to the city, and so now your way of communicating, you done got highfalutin and everything. But back when you was in the country, your grandma and your aunties and your mama and your sisters and all of your homegirls would say, look here, don't give him the milk, dude, he ain't got no reason to buy the cow. Now, let me be the first to tell you something. Cows. The thing for me is, you're talking about you don't want to give someone the services. You don't want to clean. You don't want to do laundry. You'll do it, but just not for him, because you don't want him to get the wrong idea and get comfortable that you already doing it. But you want him to go down that laundry list of things that come with dating you. How is that a common sense methodology for him to use? See, because that argument deserves some respect. I don't have a problem with women feeling that way, but you should absolutely, positively not expect him to do husband-like things until y'all get the ring and the ink. I'm just saying. Well, what does that mean? That means you shouldn't have a problem if y'all go out to eat and he be like, hey, you got your half? I ain't that type of brother, but I ain't mad at a brother who thinks that if he's with a woman who's saying, I'm not doing these things until I get the ring, then until then, he shouldn't be your financier. Now, if you got a woman that is nurturing and making sure that she understands the things that make you complete, then you should do whatever you feel like is right to make her day and her life easier. That's real Negro activity right there. But if you're dealing with somebody, and ladies, ooh, y'all gonna give me a headache. I am not saying that it makes you a bad or negative person because you have a standard. Whatever your standard is, I support you having it. What I do not support is you having that standard as it relates to your obligations to him prior to, but you got all of the things that you expect him to do to prove. I want you to prove that you will be a good provider. I want you to prove that you're going to take me out. I want you to prove that you are financially. First of all, why he got to prove it to you? You want him to prove that he's financially capable of taking care of you or you and yours. But you don't want to cook him a meal. I don't see how that makes sense. And I know people, y'all ain't got to tell me. I know y'all mad. I'm reading the little sidebar comments. But why? Why are you feeling, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm asking the questions. Why would a man feel compelled to be in a relationship where he is emotionally, financially, physically, mentally, whatever you want to call it, he is the provider, he is the giver, and on the promise that one day, if he puts a ring on it, you guys are going to get married and you're going to turn into something that you didn't have to demonstrate. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it makes any sense. And I don't think you should accept positive treatment from someone because they're demonstrating to you. You got to be some type of narcissist to then turn around and say, hey, but I ain't got to do that. I don't know how y'all minds work, but to me, there's a problem if you are looking to receive a treatment greater than what you are willing to do. Boundaries matter. Whatever your boundaries are, commitments, they matter. However, some men, not all, should be asking, why am I expected to give husband level commitment before marriage when wife level partnership is considered inappropriate before marriage? I know that they got y'all right then, because I be phrasing things a little bit different these days. Let me run that again to you so you can ponder it for a few seconds. There are men who rightfully ask the question, why am I expected to give husband level commitment before marriage when wife level partnership is considered inappropriate before marriage? And who came up with these standards anyway? Okay, I'm just asking. I am not judging. And ladies, if y'all are being honest, some of y'all ought to be standing up with the affirmation of it. Husband level commitment means show me right now. But in the same breath, you say wife level partnership does not become on display until after the documentations have been signed and the ring been provided. That does not make sense. You can't say this your value system, but it only applies to when it's in your favor. See, because that's where the tension falls in. The tension and the question is not whether a woman must cook. The question is whether both people should demonstrate the qualities they want in a marriage. If you won't cook a meal for your boyfriend, isn't it likely that if he marries you, you're going to then say, you didn't expect me to do it before we got married. Why do you expect me to do it now? Because come on, women, some, not all of y'all are pretty tricky. Some of y'all got a little snakish type qualities to yourself. Some of you will certainly say, why are you changing up on me now? Now you're expecting me to do some other things that you didn't expect me to do before. If that's something that you wanted in me as a partner, you should have said so then, and I would have told you I don't do it. So which is it? Is it you should be expected to do it before, you should be expected to do it afterwards, or you should be able to do whatever it is that you want to do? Now, I agree with, quite honestly, all different aspects. I believe you should be able to do whatever you want to do. But I believe you should be honest enough to tell a person, I'm not this type of individual. I don't cook. I don't do laundry. I don't cut grass. Whatever the thing is that you don't do, male or female, you should say it up front. That's the honesty and transparency piece that most of you lack both in your personal and professional lives. Some of you operate behind a facade of, I am this type of person, but when challenged to produce evidence that you are that, like, I ain't even gonna call no name. But I'm gonna tell y'all a little brief story. Have y'all ever, and fellas, I'm really talking to y'all, because I know I ain't gonna get nothing but negativity from the ladies, but fellas, have y'all ever been around women who, if you start talking about cooking, they will swear up and down that they got Betty Crocker skills, that they are a home chef, that they do it big. I burn in the kitchen. Negro, please, most of you actually do burn up everything in the kitchen. And so stop trying to give false advertisements about what you do so well. Oh, I do laundry better than anybody. When I was with my last, man, if you don't get up out my face with that foolishness. If you are that good of a cook and we've been dating for a year or two and that man ain't never seen you make a ham sandwich, that man ain't never seen or tasted anything you cook, every woman that's good at cooking won't demand to know she can burn in the kitchen because they know if a man feel like you can cook good, that's 1 star on the board. And trust me, I know people. I know some people that say they can cook. I swear to you all, on my good name, Scout's honor, that I ain't never seen them make cereal. I'm just being honest. So why should I believe them if they've never produced a meal? And let me tell y'all what y'all can stop doing. I'm just going to say this. Stop getting non-credible witnesses to validate your non-credible skill set. Let me say that again. Stop getting non-credible witnesses to validate your non-credible skill set. What do I mean by that? Man, let me tell y'all. Women will ask their friends, girl, can't I cook? Not credible. That's your home girl. She's supposed to say that. She know you trying to get a man, so ain't no way in the world she gonna say, girl, you can't cook worth a dime. Stop asking your kids to verify. Can't mommy cook this? And they not credible. They can't cook for themselves. They only ever know what you cook. So you talking about you cook good, them little prisoners is not going, they gotta say yeah. If they say no, ain't no way in the world you gonna cook for them. They don't want to be walking around there eating air. Stop getting your parents to verify. Mama, daddy, can't I cook? Disqualified. They brought you in the world. You probably they baby. They gonna lie for you. If you want to give somebody, if you want to have a good reference, that's why jobs don't take your parents as personal references. That's why jobs don't take your kids as personal references. You got to go get somebody that ain't related to you by blood and put their name on the list. Let me tell you something else. You want to prove to somebody that you can, yeah, they go, Annie Moore, what's going on, Annie Moore? Glad to see you, guy. If you want to prove that you got a skill set, you need some qualified references. So you need to go, matter of fact, let your new dude ask your last dude, can you cook? Or the one before that, or the one before that. Ladies, if you want to know what type of dude you probably getting, go ask the last chick he was with. If you are able to talk to or see the type of responses that the last chick had for him, that's probably telling you what you can expect. If she tells you he is the devil, I don't care if you think she hating or not. If she tells you that dude is the devil, believe her. Now, I know sometimes y'all say, yeah, but when you break up, dog, people be scorned. I don't care, scorned or not. If they scorn, they might say, oh, well, he ain't really my cup of tea. It didn't work out. If somebody tells you that they was dating, married, in a relationship with the devil, you might want to believe that that person got some bad qualities. Fellas, same thing. Y'all out here with all these women that's halfway super cute, barely cute, fine, or ugly. I don't care how you view them. You can't take their word for it that they was the best thing smoking and every dude that ever been in their life was trifling and bad. You got to go check the references. You got to check them what? Facts reports, right? I told you would do it for a used car, and every human being, woman or male over 21 is a used car. So you got to check the reports on them. As a matter of fact, let me go and use this in principle. Like I told y'all, I do a lot of hiring because by nature of my position, right? The one thing that we always do is when you're evaluating someone's resume, right? One of the things you look at is, does the person say that they're okay with you checking their last employment or contacting their prior employers? If somebody says, no, I don't want you checking my prior references, 9 times out of 10, it's because of one or two things. And I've been hiring for a lot of time. One, either they still work there, and in the event they don't get the job, they don't want you messing up their current employment. Or B, and most likely B, they was a hot mess at the last job and they don't want somebody to get them a bad reference. Think about that. So if the person that you are looking to be in a committed relationship with is unwilling to provide you some qualified references, that should be what we call a flag. I'm not judging. But I ain't saying it got to be the last one because that might be too fresh in the game. But it should be somebody that they dated at some point in their life, whether it was when they was teenagers and on up. I don't care who it is. You ought to have somebody credible that has been in your life in a relationship capacity that be willing to stand up and at least testify, test the lie, do something that you can do, that you got some skill sets. You want this man to buy you as a used car, sight unseen. You don't want him to pull your Carfax, Hofax, whatever report that you got. You don't want him to pull that, but you want him to make the major purchase. He at least needs some references. Oh, that I cook so good. And fellas, stop lying to these ladies. Let me begin by saying this. Ladies, it's not always your fault. Because sometimes you so cute that a Negro will lie to you about your cooking skills, knowing absolutely positively well you can't cook worth a dime. I'm just being real. Some of y'all cannot cook, but you so fine that this dude would be like, yeah, babe, that's good. No, it ain't. You can't cook. And fellas, stop lying, because she out here false advertising to the next dude talking about, yeah, my cooking is good. My last dude said I could burn in the kitchen. He was lying. You can cook, but your man steady losing weight. Make it make sense. You can cook, but it's always leftovers getting thrown away. Ladies, let me tell you something. When you can really cook, there's no such thing as a leftover. He gonna take that to lunch. He gonna be eating in the middle of the night after y'all and had y'all little intimacies. He gonna go get a snack. He gonna go get some of your lasagna. He gonna go get a meatloaf sandwich. He gonna eat a piece of fried chicken cold. When you can cook, it's on and popping. But when you always gotta throw food away, that means either you cooking too much, I ain't buying, or you can't cook at all. He don't never want seconds? Girl, please. I've never seen a woman that cooks well and a man be talking about, I don't want no seconds, I'm good. You only gave him one spoonful of whatever that goulash was that you cooked, and he talking about, oh, babe, I'm good. It was so good, I cleaned my plate. Dude, you clean your plate with a little baby spoon, a teaspoon. Get that man a tablespoon. Matter of fact, ladies, if you want to know if you can cook, start feeding your man. You'll know if all of a sudden he start yawning, start getting phone calls, hey, I got to take this while you feeding him. Nope, do him just like you used to do a 1-year-old. Put him in the high chair, make him eat some of that porridge you be cooking. Listen, I ain't even mad with y'all. I'm just trying to tell y'all the truth. See, because the argument for women before criticizing women is we must understand their perspective. Many women have experienced relationships where they gave too much too soon. They invested emotionally. They supported somebody financially. They helped somebody grow. They stood behind somebody. And after years, the man still did not commit. I rocks with that. I believe that. Some dudes are trifling. And I'm a firm believer if somebody ain't your person, it ain't gonna matter what you do. People will use you and keep it moving. So I support you having a standard, but I also say, fellas, stop being played for your potential. You dating somebody a year, 2 years, 3 years. Matter of fact, what's the amount of time you're supposed to date somebody before you get married? Anybody know? What's the appropriate, what's the minimum? And ladies, I know y'all can answer this one because y'all got all this wrote down. Some of y'all be keeping journals. Some of y'all be keeping journals. So I'm just asking y'all, when y'all be writing to y'allself, what is the appropriate amount of time that a person should date you? Is there an amount of time? Because, you know, sometimes, Cassandra done gave an answer. She said, as long as it takes. Well, Cassandra, what does that mean? I need some numericals. Give me some time. Is it 12, 24, 36, 48, 96, 144 months? What's the time frame? I just want to know. Because I don't have an answer, but I'd like to know what you all think, ladies. Cassandra said, as long as it takes. I don't know what that look like. Anybody got an answer? Is there a set time? Is there an amount of time when you should know whether or not a person ain't your person? Now, fundamentally, I can answer this one. I think, reasonably speaking, you're going to know whether a person is not yours. You might not know if they are your person, but you're going to know if they ain't your person relatively quickly. 30 days or less, you know if somebody ain't your cup of tea. Matter of fact, for most of y'all, 30 minutes. And I know y'all think I'm being funny, but I'm really not. You know very quickly if somebody, let me see what Cassandra said. Cassandra said, you can't set a number. It depends. However, men and women usually know within a few dates if she or he is the one. Look at Cassandra. I'm going to tell y'all right now, Cassandra might be the most educated person on the show tonight. She answering questions with well thought out answers. Some of y'all quiet. And I believe some of y'all quiet because y'all the problem. But I agree with Cassandra. That generally speaking, now that's not to say that you go and jump all chips in, within 24 hours. But I will say, if you are intentional about the question and things, matter of fact, I got this game I like to play. If I date somebody, I got a new game that I would play where I would say for the first 10 days, you get to ask 3 questions and a person cannot lie about it and can't refuse the answer. That means in 10 days, you're going to get to ask 30 questions, whatever the question is. Annie Moore said, I didn't know there was an appropriate time. I think whenever the two of you are ready or if you are compatible. Well, Annie, again, I'm not judging and saying that there is a time, but I am curious as to, because most of the time it's women, not men, who have a a mindset about how long I'm willing to date somebody or not date them. Now, I think most of this came from the old school spectrum of people and benefits and insurance and those things that our society has said you cannot share in the responsibility or the outcome if you don't have a ring and some ink. I think that drives most things. However, I think many people lying if they say they ain't got a idea. Ladies, have you ever told somebody I'm not going to date you forever and gave them an idea about how long you think a dating process should take? 12 months, 24 months, 36, 6 months, 6 hours, 6 days. I'm not judging. What's some of the time frame? Some of y'all ain't got nothing to say. Quiet as some proverbial church mice. Y'all ain't got nothing to say? Well, let me say this to you. The other side of this that you all are talking about is, ladies, when you're asking a man to demonstrate, you're looking and evaluating. Some of y'all are very poor evaluators of talent. Everybody that's a manager does not know how to hire. I'm just saying. Some of y'all pick bad employees all the time. Some of you all are not evaluating based on the substance of the individual. Some of y'all are evaluating on the dumbest criteria ever. That's why you wind up with crazies. I mean, think about it. Fellas, if you have ever dated for a long period of time a woman with bipolar or psychotic tendencies, it's because you don't know how to either evaluate talent or you are enamored with the craziness that comes with her. And I ain't even judging. Think about it. I'm not judging just because you like somebody crazy. I just want y'all to have some scale to determine why you out here pushing your theory and your logic about when somebody should demonstrate for you and how they should demonstrate. Because the truth be told, if you're a poor judge of talent, that person might be doing everything that they supposed to do and you still couldn't tell. I'm just saying. See, because some of y'all be out here and y'all ain't got nothing. Some of y'all need to pray about it. Some of y'all need to ask God, God, what am I doing? Is this the one for me? And let God tell you. Because you went to Satan and chose the last one. I'm just saying. See, and remember I told y'all, I think it was last week, if you pray about something, stop acting like you know better than God. You be around here talking about, God, send me a sign. That's what DMX said. Lord, send me a sign. Really need to talk to you, Lord. Y'all be asking God for signs. He be sending you everything but an email. Lord, give me one more sign. God be like, I wish I would. I wish I send you one more sign. Matter of fact, the next sign I send you gonna be lightning. I'm gonna let it hit you. You know what? I'm told y'all gonna get this little razzle dazzle. Y'all keep playing with me. But I'm asking the question, and you all have failed to provide me. Because if you out here talking, ladies, if you out here talking about I need proof before I give more, are you capable of understanding if a man tells you I need proof before I do more? Most men don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most men do not care about all the stuff that y'all be around here bragging and slapping your hands on and all that. We really don't care. If a man is into you and he has the means to do it, he will move the world for you if you are nurturing, if you make him feel like he has value and purpose, if you put that man in a space where he feels like a leader, he will lead you. But if he has to be in competition with your mindset, you're not accepting of a leader, he's not for you. You need to go find a man who is going to let you lead. I don't know how that's going to work out for you. See, because some of y'all want to be leaders until somebody starts shooting out in the front yard. Then you want him to run out there and hey, go see what that is, Leroy. Nope. You ain't want me to go see what it was. With none of these decisions in the house, I am definitely not going out there and see who's shooting first. I want you to take the same energy. I'm going to match energy with you. You go on out there, Clarissa. Go on out there and with the gunfight. You first in everything else. You don't trust my judgment on nothing else. I'm just saying. This whole conversation, because it's about time me to get out from here because y'all done made me mad. Nobody wants to feel used. Nobody wants to feel like they helped build somebody for another person. Now that's a, look, I'm going to tell y'all something. It is nothing worse than you feeling like you helped a person come up and achieve and become something, and then they take their talents to Miami like LeBron James. Some of you don't realize, I done heard a lot of sisters say, yeah, I was with him when he didn't have nothing, and as soon as he got some, he went and got a white girl and put on his arm. It wasn't because she was a white girl. You don't even realize the whole time that he was in the struggle that you were right there. You had your foot on his neck. When he left you alone, he wasn't looking for a white girl. A white girl might have seen him when his potential was elevating into something real. He was looking for anybody that would give him peace. All anybody wants is peace, male, female, or otherwise. If you can't be a person's peace, you don't even need to be talking about no nuptials. Because you're going to mess around, ain't going to be nothing but some knuckles. You need to figure out to whom can you personally, male or female, be somebody's peace. Stop talking about, oh, I was there for when they, just because I sat in the pack. If I get arrested and you on the passenger side of the car, you ain't trying to go to jail with me. So stop acting like just because you was in the ride when I was going through something and when I was coming up, that's not, if you was with me and you was down with me like that and you helped me build and you was my motivation and you was my support and you had your hand in the center of my back and you made sure that when I could have failed, you was right there to catch me. You never let my knees hit the ground. You ain't got to worry about whether or not I'm going to make sure you good when I come up. Because when I come up, we come up. But if you was raising hell from start to finish and I came up, the moment I got solid enough to get away from you, I did. Not because I'm ungrateful. I'm grateful that God allowed me to get up. I'm mad about the fact that you have a sense of entitlement when you are not of support. Being available is not the same thing as being supportive. Some of y'all gonna let that go over your head till later. But look, y'all, it's 9 o'clock. I'm getting ready to get off here because y'all know I get a little sleepy, a little tired, if you will. But we're gonna vibe next week. Y'all continue to send your little questions and comments and videos, and we're gonna rock about it. But until then, I'm out, people. Let's go.
It's about that time, baby, baby.